All right, Horsemen Academy for March. We appreciate y'all locking in with us on the last couple episodes. You know, we had Malachi. Malachi came in and talked about his real estate journey, how he connects being an accountant to his real estate portfolio. We also had Tiara from Girl Boss Suites talking about how you, women creators, can join her team of people to make sure that you all can get the best experience out of your content journey. And today, we have a interesting and special conversation planned. I got a chance to visit with them just before we got on camera. And I'm telling you, between Liddell and Grant today, we are in for a treat. Not only are they pioneering some new technology, some new things in the space that we want to talk about related to ammo. Yeah, you know, I don't really talk about guns and ammo too much, but you got to remember, I'm an Oklahoman. So we do this at all times. But two, they also are in the real estate space, also in the commercial space. And then if I'm not correct, we'll talk about it on camera, but they're also in the lending space as well. So there may be an opportunity for us to get some details, maybe for me to borrow some money. Y'all know how I am. If I have someone on Horseman Academy, I want to work with them. So without further ado, let's bring on our guests, Liddell and Grant. Thank y'all, please. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having
Doing good. So please introduce yourselves. Whoever wants to go first, right into the cameras for the audience, and then we'll jump right in.
I guess I'll go first. Liddell Buggs from Dallas, Texas. I'm a real estate development and finance and also private equity. I own a lot of real estate, whether it be residential, commercial, and also own a private equity firm as well also.
Okay. And Grant.
Yeah, thanks. Grant Majors. I'm from Dallas, Texas. Serial entrepreneur. Been in a lot of various projects. Most recent is I'm the CEO of American Rounds, automated AI ammo distribution.
Oh yeah, we got that's a lot right there. We got to talk about all that. But first, I want to get into this. There's always a healthy competition between Dallas and Houston. Come on now, come on. Y'all, now, do y'all think Dallas is a better city than Houston? We got to say it right now. Come on now.
Come on, bro. Hey, I'm D-Town all day, baby.
Why do you say that? Why?
Y'all too slow. H-Town, man.
We are slow. That is true.
Screwed down here, man. We actually do things at a normal pace.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. You know, I got to get into it because anybody knows me. If this was a regular podcast right now, I would be talking bad about Dallas. Since y'all are here. Now, I won't lie. I lived in the colony for about 4 years.
Come on, baby.
I lived in the colony for about 4 years.
Come on.
But Dallas was too fast for me. I'm not gonna lie. It was.
All I say, man, we got 5 on it. I mean, y'all got. We got 5 on it.
we ain't got it. We ain't got it. Grant, Dallas or Houston? Come on now.
Oh, Dallas.
Really?
Well, yeah. You know, I lived outside Missouri City as a kid.
So you from here? It is.
No. Yeah, I was born there.
Okay.
A few years down here, but Dallas all day, every day. Twice on
I
Sunday.
cannot believe this. John, we need to cut this right now. Edit out all of this right now. And put some AI in that says they say Houston is better. That's what we need. So let's get into it. First, let's talk about y'all business relationship, y'all partnership, and then Liddell will jump right into you, kind of get some history. Grant will go back and forth. So kind of get us in out of it. How did this get together?
Well, I actually ran for public office. In 2022, I'm sorry. And this gentleman next to me was my campaign manager. I went for the Texas House, District 70. I lost in the primary, but hey, it was a great experience. I learned a lot as well. Also, I learned how business intertwines with politics, man. And that was pretty cool, man, to be able to meet a lot of people. A lot of people you see on TV, I know them by first name. Because of that, yeah.
Okay, Grant, you were campaign manager. Now, you got to be honest. How was he as a political candidate?
Oh, he's brilliant.
Okay.
Brilliant.
What's his skill sets? We
need more Liddell. Skill sets, man. Liddell, the thing about Liddell is he brings it home. He takes politics out of politics, right? He gets back to the grassroots and you know, really we're understanding what people are looking for, what people need, but understands the finance aspect of it, you know, is able to blend it together. It's not he's not a your typical DC politician type at all.
Gotcha.
So the first time we met and he got to share with me a lot of his particular views, solutions for things, I was like, oh yeah. You're our guy.
And I can tell just, you know, I follow politics. I'm, you know, eager to see what happens in this upcoming election, but we'll stay out of that for today. But I can tell that you're a real person.
For sure.
And what happens often, people who run from office, they're not even really connected in their communities that they're running for. And what's sad is most Americans probably don't even know who their House representative is in their district.
They don't. Here's the one thing that I figured out when it came to politicians. 90 to about 93% of politicians are attorneys.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Attorney.
Yeah.
And so I just said, okay, have any of you guys ever actually created a job?
Yeah. Have you built a business?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so how are you able to make decisions on $1 trillion bills if you can't run your own house the right way?
Yeah.
And so for me, for instance, I was actually at a debate one time and they were talking about expanding Medicare and this as well. And I raised my hand and I said, who gonna pay for it? And the whole crowd got quiet. I said, we don't have a money tree, guys.
No, you don't.
Who's going to pay for it? They had no answer.
Yeah, and you know, this isn't a political show.
It's not.
But we have not passed the budget in this country in years. I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it there. That's that. Right. Now Texas has. You know, the Texas House, Texas Senate, amongst the governor, they do manage to get budgets passed.
They do.
But at the national level, we run on continuing resolutions.
I'd say that one of the most wisest gentlemen I sat down with for 20 minutes one-on-one was Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
Okay.
He's one of the wisest guys I've ever met. We sat down for 20 minutes one-on-one.
Okay.
Talked about school choice, and he let me know of stuff that was going on. I just said, oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a lot behind the scenes that I think the average citizen would have no clue about.
Exactly.
And if you, again, like you said, most of them are attorneys or they are lobbyists or they come from an environment where they're connected to politics.
Right.
If you're not connected, it's real difficult to know what's going on. It is. Okay. So that's our political spill. Put the camera on me real quick. I'm not running for office.
He's not.
But if you want to buy me a drink sometime when you see me, you're more than welcome to do that. All right. So let's jump in. Let's jump in. All right. So how did you get your start? What was the first thing that you got into? Real estate? Was it, venture capitalist? How did you get your start in this business?
Well, for me, when I was 17 years old, my Uncle Gary, who still lives to this day, introduced me to a term called passive income. I said, Unc, what's that? He said, something that you do one time, but you get paid over and over again. And I said, hold on, why am I going to college? I want to learn how to do that. And so I began studying business models that actually generated passive income and also business titans that actually own a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
I started on to real estate.
Okay.
So I began studying Robert Kraft, Jerry Jones, a lot of rappers, Sean Puffy Combs.
Yeah.
A lot of 50 Cents. A lot of them guys actually own a lot of real estate. Mm-hmm. So I just said, wait a minute. So I just began studying that business model. And I was in college, first year I made $3,500. And in college, that's a big deal.
Oh, yeah, you rich.
Huge
Yeah.
deal.
You got the parties for the next month.
It was on me. It was on me, not big dog. The second deal I made $10,000. I paid for my wedding.
Okay.
And then that $10,000 was gone quick. And then the third deal I made $26,000 and so on and so forth. Now I own $7 million worth of real estate.
Okay, so you did fixes and flips first, or were they? Now it sounds like you're more buying whole. Okay, so you're wholesaling first. Okay,
because I was broke. I had no credit, I had no money, so I had to get some money coming in. So I learned how to do wholesale.
And you were doing wholesaling at the good time too.
2000.
When it wasn't so saturated.
I kind of saw the debacle coming because it didn't make any sense. I was like, wait a minute, how can you lend out to retail buyers 99.7%?
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a down tick, it's insolvent.
And you got to remember, in some states, because I lived in Florida at the time, you could have loan to value above 100% of your property.
Right.
The first property that I bought, it was 110%. We left the bank with like $30,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was amazing to me. I was like, why am I not doing this all the time? But then clearly 08, 09 let me know why people shouldn't have been doing that all the time.
08, 09, that's why I made that lion's share of my money.
Wow.
People were actually running from the cows. I was running to it.
Of course.
Because I saw it was coming.
Okay.
A lot of my business colleagues back then were buying flippers.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was wise for me to share 50% of my profit with Uncle Sam. He didn't do no work.
Okay.
So why would I give him free money?
Of course.
Okay, how can I make sure I'm still legal, but keep the lion's share of the cash flow?
Of course.
So I began studying the tax code with my accountants and CPAs, and I said, okay, I'm going to buy a whole lot of properties. Now watch this. I actually buy a lot of properties. I take home money when I actually acquire it every single time.
Okay, you need to break that down just a little bit. Okay, so because I knew that was before 08, 09, that was very possible. So you're saying you could do that now still?
Yeah.
Give us a little game.
Here's the big thing about it is when inflation is actually here.
Of course.
That affects your end buyer or your tenant.
Of course.
I didn't think it was wise for me to pass that cost on to them because they're bringing me my bag.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I have to be more of a hawk in negotiating. So I began to negotiate and I buy below wholesale. I'll give you an example. I bought 15 properties in Starkville, Mississippi, which is it's on the campus of Mississippi State University.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I bought 15 properties already leased, already built, ready to build on, already built, leasing as well. And I bought it for 1.6, worth 2.8.
So you already had equity.
Yeah, I'm not done though.
Okay.
But also, there was 18 lots I already subdivided, ready to build on. I bought for $10 total.
Man, we gonna cut this camera off here a little bit. We gonna get to work here in a second. So, because that's but that's also the power of your portfolio probably at play.
Of course.
You're able to make those type of deals because you've already amassed this type of wealth.
That's correct.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, Grant, I'm gonna go to you real quick. Now, is it also serial entrepreneur you mentioned?
Yeah.
Is it real estate as well, or is it a variety of things you've got your hands in?
No. Prior to the ammo business, I started a CBD company, hemp space company.
Okay, you might be my type of guy too, then, man.
5-6 years ago.
Okay.
Before there was one on every corner.
Of course. And in Oklahoma, it's rampant.
It's rampant now.
Yeah.
So we started that. I ended up selling it to a group in New York.
Okay.
Public company up there, and then just consulted with them for a couple of years after the sale, and now I've made the transition.
I mean, you probably had some
build this company.
You probably had some non-competes and stuff like that when you sold to the company in New York. Oh, you could have started a whole nother one again if you wanted to. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's untypical from what I see. Was it more of a merger or an acquisition, or was it they just bought you out?
They were pubcos, so they had to acquire 51%. So they booked the revenue.
Exactly.
Outside of that, I had full management control.
Wow.
Our operating agreement, and we built that business. One of the suppliers that we had that took care of me, his name's Lawrence Songer. He was he actually is one of our partners in the ammo business now.
Okay.
We brought him in house with a group in New York, and we started manufacturing outside of Dallas.
Okay.
And oddly enough, that's what led to the ammo business, completely. But yeah, so I started there. And prior to that, I'd been in a part of a tech startup.
Nice.
We went from literally cocktail napkin idea to doing business in 40 states inside 18 months.
Man, and those are the type of stories that we want to tell on this platform, because it gives people a realistic example of how you can start something, and by keeping your head down and doing the work, something can come out of it.
Correct.
So let's talk about what y'all got going on together now.
For sure.
In Texas, at least, Oklahoma also where I'm from, weapons, guns, it's a part of the culture.
Sure.
It's a part of the way of life. I think sometimes my friends in Chicago or New York or other parts of the country, they don't understand that most of the time, everyone in these places owns a gun.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it's not for, obviously we've got some challenges in our country with shootings and things like that, but most of the people are responsible.
Sure.
So to be in your business, I understand that that's going to be a great margin business because there's a lot of customers at all times.
Correct.
And I hate to say this, probably more customers when there's a Democratic administration. Like I'm just gonna be honest.
Keep it 1,000.
Yeah, probably more customers. So tell me how you got involved. Are y'all gun enthusiasts? Has this been a part of your history? Give me some examples.
Yeah, so like I said, we're in the hemp space. We're not even looking at ammo.
Okay.
We're looking at the AI technology, the automated retail machines for hemp distribution, hemp sales. The group we were working with, they're affiliated with about 300 grocery stores, and they came to us. They said, "Well, we really like the hemp stuff. That's great and all, but our customers want ammo. Our stores want ammo. Can you do what you're doing with the hemp? Can you do it for ammo?"
Okay.
I was like, absolutely. And that was it. I mean, it wasn't, I didn't even blink, no question. I didn't have to think about it. It was yes. And
see, to me, that's an interesting, that's a weird crossover.
Sure.
To go from selling pre-rolls in a vending machine to selling bullets.
Correct.
That's a weird crossover.
Very cool.
It is.
But what happened was when he got that phone call, he called me.
Okay.
And he said, "Dad, I got to come talk to you, man." I was like, "Bro, I get pitched every day, man. What do you want?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Man, yeah, I see this, man.
I see this one."
And I said, he said, "I got to come over." I said, "Come on over, man. Come on over." He came over to the house and he showed him. I said, "Wait a minute. AI-powered ammo vending machine. Like, what the world?" And so I said, "Let me make some quick phone calls."
Yeah.
So I called a good friend of mine, Matt Zapala. He's a former Marine.
Okay.
And then Jason Hanna's one of my best friends. And also James Case is one of our partners. These are gun enthusiasts.
Okay. Okay.
And I told them about it. And they all said, James and Jason said, "Liddell, if you don't jump on this, man, you're a fool." you a fool.
Yeah.
And then Matt Sapala, who does quite well in the insurance business, he said, Liddell, what do you need to see for you not to invest?
And that's always a question that I like to ask myself.
Yeah.
Because I get presented things often, and I try to convince myself why not.
Yes.
That's usually how I start. So that's a good question to start.
Yes. And I just said, man, I don't know anything about ammo. I'm a business systems guy.
Okay.
He said, who do you have around you? I said, well, guys around me they know guns.
They got everything.
Damn it. He was like, make the investment. So we made the investment, man, and it's just been like a rocket ship from here.
Okay. So when you say AI, that's we were talking a little bit before, that's the piece that kind of everyone right now, artificial intelligence is the new topic.
Everything's chat GPT.
Everything
is.
is.
Say AI.
So what is the AI component to your machines?
Yeah, the really key factor in this is facial recognition.
Okay.
So when you're dealing with ammo, depending on the state you're in, there's different legal requirements.
Of course.
So some states you have to be 21 for certain ammo. Other states you only have to be 18. It just varies. So the machine actually scans your ID, does a facial recognition picture. It makes you actually move, tilt your head, so you can't just hold a picture up there.
So kind of like doing clear at the airport.
Kind of like doing clear,
Okay.
or like when you're setting up your iPhone the first time, right? And you're having to move your head, kind of like that. And then it pairs it to your ID, verifies that you're of age and who you are, and then you're clear to purchase.
Yep.
Okay. See, so now what about like the security concerns? Like, people are always concerned about, hey, can someone hack and get my information? This is a machine in a public location. What are some of the things maybe y'all are mitigating that for?
Well, I would say we're collecting that data because legally we have to.
Gotcha.
Have to.
Gotcha.
If we don't do that, we're violating the law.
Yeah, definitely.
So
definitely.
Are we sharing any information? Not at all, period.
Yeah, the only reason the facial recognition is purely for verification of age that you're legal to purchase ammo.
And I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I wish we had that on more things.
I agree.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah, because we have to store that information depending on state.
Yeah.
They vary between how many years, how many months you have to store it, and that can vary state to state. But we keep that data, then that's it for that length of time, and that's required by law, and then that's it.
That's it. We just release it.
So first location, Alabama.
Yes.
How did that arrangement work out, getting that into stores in Alabama?
It was very interesting because the company that we actually partnered with, they were like, hey, we want 2 in Alabama. It was Tuscaloosa and Pell City. Okay, we know what Tuscaloosa is. I was like, where the hell is Pell City at?
Yeah, where is it? I don't even know where that
Pell
is.
City
Where
is about 30 minutes outside of Birmingham.
Okay.
I said, okay. And small towns, but I said, why do you want it in a small town? But man, they love it out there. It's crazy. We walked to the store, people were like, what is this? We let them know what it is. They were like, this is awesome. We love this.
Yeah.
The appetite is there. Initially, we have to do a lot of customer education on how it works, how it's safe. But I think that's vitally important to know that it's safe. Family friendly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to going to Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy to buy a box of rounds. You know, well, you can't in Dick's anymore, but you still can at Academy.
Shields,
Bellas, exactly.
Places like that. So we're in. I'm texting Liddell. I'm out doing some shopping. Competition shopping, comp shopping out there. So I go into Shields. I'm checking out their ammo, and there's nobody around. Right.
Wow.
Now a firearm is nothing but a club without the ammo.
Oh, agreed.
Right? Yeah. So there's nobody around the ammo. Nobody. And I look down, and there's some AR-15 rounds, just wide open. The box is open, just sitting there.
Yep.
Now I'm telling you, you can just dump it in a backpack, throw a few boxes in, walk out. Nobody's going to know.
Yep.
Right. And that's how it's sold. People don't realize across the country that we have all these safeguards for firearms, which is completely reasonable to have safeguards for firearms. But ammo just sits on the shelf like apples in a grocery.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You just and so there's high shrinkage, high theft rate, things like that. So we get this machine eliminates that issue.
Correct.
Yeah, so there's a public safety component to this also.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So listen, we're not going to. If people want to do bad things, they're going to do bad things.
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
But is someone going to be dissuaded maybe to do some bad things if they know they got to go up and they got to scan their ID and they're getting a facial recognition and then to purchase their ammo? I mean, I would think so.
And I say this here, I've never heard of a Cabela's or Dick's getting robbed. Have you?
I haven't.
Now, why is that? I asked that question to James. And James said the reason why there's those because the lion's share of the sales is firearms.
Yeah.
And so the reason why is everybody there is packing.
Oh, without question.
They're carrying.
Yeah.
So if you are a criminal, you're going to, it's a death wish to walk up in there.
Yeah, you can't run like you run up in a Dillard's and just start grabbing the stuff off the shelves. You're not doing that at Cabela's.
Think about the social impact of having an AI-powered ammo machine at the grocery store. That same type of social impact goes right there to the grocery store saying, wait a minute, there's an ammo machine here. Most likely these people may be carrying. Potentially, you never know.
Never know. Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is we get asked that a lot. Look, what's going to happen when someone comes in here and they're trying to buy ammo and they're going to shoot up a store? And
of course.
Well, let's just kind of walk that through, right? So someone's going to walk into the store. They're going to scan their ID, get their facial recognition, wait for the machine to give them their box of ammo. Then they're going to load up their magazine.
They would have to be a lunatic.
I mean, right?
That's
So that's not how those things go down. People that are doing those kind of things walk in premeditated and unfortunately do the things they do.
Yes.
But so hopefully, what we believe is that with these machines, it creates a kind of a balance on both sides of the fence, right? We're creating more availability for ammo by being able to put it in places like, grocery stores.
Yeah.
We have estimated about 300 grocery stores right now waiting for machines.
Okay.
So making it more available, but we also make it more secure.
Now, who are your competitors? Like, if you were to scan the marketplace separate of traditional stores, are there other people doing the same type of technology and equipment you are?
We're the first for ammo.
Okay, so you're the first for ammo, but there are machines that are similar for other industries.
Correct.
So Modelo had some automated machines out for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
They're all over. I mean, the original Dippin' Dots machines that were out there were actually some of the same technology.
Gotcha.
Originally. They just improved since then over time.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're out there. I mean, heck, just in the airport, coming down here. I mean, Amazon now is full on.
Yes. That's great.
Digital Amazon stores where you can just walk in and take it off
the shelf and walk out. Yeah, and that makes me nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not comfortable walking in somewhere and walking out. I'm just being honest with you.
But you know what? COVID is what drove all this.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, we got more digital. I think that even us having this interview probably 2 years ago would have been virtual.
Correct.
Right.
But us being able to be in front of each other, to me, just adds better for the environment.
Correct.
But a year ago, we would have all been in Zoom boxes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All these retailers, they couldn't get employees.
Yeah.
And so your cost of employee went up
a
ton.
Yeah.
So moving into the automated retail space is better for business.
Correct.
Okay. So now from pivoting from ammo, what's like the next 5 years will look like for the company? Is it more machines or is it more technology? Do you think you could start putting weapons in the machines also? What's the next phase for you all separate of this growth? Because I know it's growing, it's new. You're in the sales phase. You're getting people to buy into what you're doing.
Sure.
Yeah. So we already have requests for machines for other products.
That's what I was wondering. Okay.
That's already happening. The style of machines are changing. We're looking at different technologies that are out there to improve the tech. Machines that would go into larger retail spaces. These right now look like the size of what you might find in the movie theaters now with the automated Coke machines.
Okay.
You can blend the flavors. These are about those size. So, but long ones that will be able to carry more product lines. Will we distribute actual firearm? Probably not that I see anytime soon, but certainly other supplies.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Now, Liddell, you mentioned that are you a gun enthusiast or did you just see a good opportunity?
Good opportunity.
Okay. So how, if you aren't into guns because this to me seems like if you were a gun enthusiast, you'd be gung-ho, period. Sure. How did you make the decision to say, hey, I think this is a good opportunity?
Well, that's the value of wise counsel.
Okay.
I'm always seeking wise counsel. We don't know about a space. I said, who around me knows about the space? They give me some counsel here. That was Grant, James, and Jason.
Yeah.
And Matt. And Jason made a comment. He said, Liddell, he said, ammo is like cocaine. And I was like, huh? And he said, bad comparison, but it's kind of similar. He said, it's very valuable on the street.
Yeah.
And I just said, what? He said, Dale, if you don't do this, man, you are a fool.
Very valuable on the street. I never thought about that.
I said,
because the illegal money is the most of it, probably.
Man. And then Matt told me, Matt's from Chicago. Both Jason and Matt are from Chicago.
Okay.
And Matt said, Liddell, during COVID, I actually bought more ammo than I actually needed.
Wow.
Because I saw the value of having a stockpile of ammo.
Yeah.
This is a former Marine.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, this is, and then of course James, he's a gun enthusiast. James was like, bro, if you don't first in this, I'll slap you myself. Okay.
When people threaten to slap you, that may be a good sign.
Brother, I'm in.
That the business is real.
Yeah.
So what does the next 5 years look like for you all?
I would say for us, I think we can 60, but I think we can have up to 60 by the end of this year.
Okay.
300 by next year, end of next year, and I think we can probably get it in the thousands in the next 5 years, easy.
Okay. What states are you targeting? I'm assuming this is just going to be assuming that y'all are looking at the South.
Yeah. A couple states might surprise you.
Yeah.
Really?
So we've started taking reservations for machines. Right now, we've got requests out. Now, as you know, Oklahoma, Alabama are there. So now,
of course.
Now we're looking at Texas,
of course,
reservations, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Tennessee, Indiana, Michigan.
Now, Michigan surprises me a little.
And Washington State.
Washington really surprises me.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, right? That's what I told you. A couple would surprise you.
Not District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. You're talking about the state of Washington. Man, that's shocking.
Yes.
Because their laws in Washington are not conducive to a vending machine.
People think Seattle. They don't think Spokane.
No, I understand. I spent a lot of time in Portland, Washington. I think I was telling y'all. Even still, it is not.
I got you.
Now there's rule out there for sure. And this isn't me trying to make a judgment on who purchases guns and who doesn't.
Sure.
I'm just using the landscape as an Oklahoman to know who is purchasing and who's not. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised about Washington State.
I'll say this here, LP. I think that our type of technology and our approach can actually bridge the gap between Republicans and Democrats because it actually solves the problem of making it more safe and conducive.
Yeah.
For people to actually buy ammo the right way.
That's that campaign. That's that campaign.
There it is.
Yeah, that's that.
I told you he was the right guy.
I'm just keeping it 1,000.
He's the right guy.
100, bro.
That's that debate answer right there. You were on stage. Hey, that's how you make that connection. That's how you make that connection. Okay, so up to 1,000 machines. Yeah. Up to 1,000 machines. Is that an exit point for you all? Because to me, this is me hearing you both talk. So I do mergers and acquisitions. I think we talked about some of my background for it. I already hear it. So now I don't want to say that on camera. If we need to take this out, we can.
Here's the answer. The exit strategy will be in line with what makes the most sense for our shareholders.
Correct.
And this isn't public yet, though. So you've got private shareholders right now. Would the goal be to take it public?
Again, the exit strategy or whatever transition, whether we stay private, whether we go public, whether we sell, whatever makes the most sense for
let's get in the weeds for some people then. Because most people don't get an opportunity to see a business on the ground floor and understand how you connect the dots for people who have equity.
Right.
Okay, so a lot of people think, when you start a company, the goal is to go public.
Of course.
Right? Or go public. That's not always the best option, right? You got a lot more regulations.
Yeah.
A lot more regulations.
Mm-hmm.
Staying private can be just as lucrative for its ownership through dividend payouts and however you want to structure those deals. So, it's not always the best thing to go public, but it's a good option.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the option. Maybe it's not. So, in our particular case, I started with core 4 partners in ownership, and then we've brought in, a couple of investment partners along the way. Mm-hmm. And, we're still raising capital. We just did a seed. We initially seed rounded this for around $500,000.
Okay.
And then the next round will be probably somewhere between $2 and $5 million. Do
the people who invest have to be, qualified investors or accredited, or would you take money from anyone?
Well, a lot of folks when they're starting a early stage seed round business, they'll take money from anyone.
Of course, that's why,
right? Because they're looking for that. Hey,
they need cash.
I'll take it. Once you get into that upper level, they need to be accredited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So it doesn't sound. This is the conversation I wanted to have. So sorry, bear with me.
Go ahead, do your thing, brother.
So if you've got 1,000 machines, I'm just gaming out the revenue in my head. I don't know what the margins are, but I know the margins on ammo are good. They are.
Yes, they are.
I also know the margin on vending is good.
Yes, they are.
Because vending is a passive. Well, it's not passive because someone has to restock, refill. There's deferred maintenance.
Sure.
There's things that are going to happen to the machines.
Sure.
Right.
But the overhead cost
Low overhead
is almost nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if someone were to be interested in investing in your business, what's the pitch you all give? Is it the dividend payouts initially? Is it a quarterly opportunity for them to participate more in revenue? What's the pitch that you all give to people?
It really depends on what the investor actually really wants. What gets them initially coming in is this AI powered vending machine.
Of course.
They're like, whoa, I want to hear this.
Yeah.
So we tell them all about, we give them the deck, which is fine. And then we begin talking about numbers.
Okay.
What do you want to get? So it really depends on what they would like. Sometimes we say no. Like, that's too much. You're asking for too much. I'm sorry. We got
You've turned down people.
We have.
Okay. See, most new companies, you're not in a position to turn down anyone. So that lets me know that you're already making some margin.
Well, we're making some margin.
Okay. Yeah.
But we're not just going to give away equity. That
Gotcha. Gotcha.
That's not wise at all.
Okay.
Yeah. People are starting companies when you go out and you raise money.
Of course.
Right. The thought is, again, like you're going public, what's your exit strategy? And then what's the payout to the investor?
Yep.
What's their payout? Mm-hmm. What I've really found interesting over the years is that when you have a really good concept, one that really grabs their attention, is not just another Me Too or this or that, they don't ask those questions.
Yeah.
They get so intrigued by the opportunity and the potential long-term value of what the play really is that they quit thinking about, okay, how am I getting paid on the way out? Then they may want to jump for more equity.
Correct.
And that's what I was asking.
They'll start pushing really for more ownership than they do asking, well, are we paying out dividends, or, what's it look like when I exit, et cetera?
Yeah, what I've noticed in raising money or trying to acquire capital, if someone gives you $10,000, they're on you every day.
Yeah.
For, hey, when does my money come back?
Yes.
But if someone gives you $100,000, they understand the process.
Yeah.
They can kind of sit back and they'll start to see the fruits of the labor.
Right.
And you all using the money responsibly.
Correct.
But if it's a smaller amount there, hey, they on you.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Where's
That's
this?
for sure.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Or at least that's been my experience.
Yeah.
Would y'all say similar? Or
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's give people some game then. Okay. Starting a business, what would be the first steps y'all would say? Let's say someone's going to watch this. They've got a creative idea. They might even want to come to you all to share that idea. What would be the first thing you would say for someone who's got a creative idea?
For me, I always ask them, what is your vision?
Okay.
If you don't know what your vision is, how you know where you're going?
Okay.
You don't know where you're going at all. Once you kind of fine tune that vision out, okay, communicate the vision with me in a very simple, concise display. I need to see an executive summary.
Yeah.
I need to see once I get that, and if there's some interest, I need to have a deck.
Yeah.
A simple, simplistic deck. I don't want to spend an hour with you. I want to spend maybe 20, 30 minutes with you.
If that.
Exactly.
Yeah, if that.
Get to the point. Let me know what you need. Then we can talk some numbers. It's real simple for me.
Okay. What about you, Grant?
Yeah, I agree with Liddell, especially on the deck. You see a lot of people come out with some 40 slide deck. Now you're five, 7 slides.
Okay.
It needs to tell the whole story. After that, for me though, different. I like to see pro forma.
Okay. So you're down to the numbers already.
I got to go to the numbers early. I want to see the numbers make sense.
But let's say, for example, it's all projection though.
It is all projection.
Yeah.
And I recognize it's all projection.
Yeah. Okay.
Usually you can take 30% of whatever that.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah. So how serious do you take that then? Because if someone's going to come to you with projection numbers, oftentimes it's just off of their best case
scenario.
It's scenario. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, but it tells you a lot about their vision with a company and how realistic they are in running a company.
Gotcha.
Right? Because if they're missing a lot of details in a pro forma that need to be there that they're not thinking of, their numbers are skewed.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And so then I know their numbers are off, and we got to talk about that. Now,
okay.
It's easy to inflate the sales numbers. That you can mitigate.
Oh yeah, you can change that up.
It's your expense category.
Yeah.
Your SG&A that you want to look at and determine.
Correct.
Okay, what are we missing? What are they thinking of? Have they thought of everything? Are there better ways to do it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When we were starting this, one of the things that I probably didn't really think about was I thought every hour was going to be booked and every moment of this space was going to be filled. And then you start to realize I didn't take into account a slow period at all. Like, you know,
right.
And you start to reevaluate how you finance and structure your business.
Sure.
What would you recommend to people? Bank financing or investors or using personal money when they're getting something off the ground?
It depends on where you are fiscally.
Okay.
If you are in a position to where you can get bank financing, I would say go for it, but make sure that you actually negotiate the lowest rate that you actually can.
Okay. That's tough right now with interest. Well, they're coming down, but it's still tough with interest rates.
It is kind of tough, but if that's all you got, go get it.
Yeah.
I would say if you have some capital, make that kind of your reserves,
okay,
so to speak.
Okay.
That's why I don't lead with my capital initially. I like OPM, other people's money.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Then as you begin to scale and grow, then you can invite in some equity partners.
Okay.
Or some. I would go angel, private equity initially.
Yeah.
And then once you go, of course, when you get to scaling higher, then you look at some VCs, but VCs gonna come after.
Oh, VC want the business.
They want
they want the business. Like you start dealing with VCs, they taking some real equity at that point.
Yes,
at that point. But they also gonna come with real capital.
They are.
You know, so that's the piece that they're gonna come in and want some of the business also.
Yes, they are.
Grant, what would you say? Personal, banking, or going out and getting?
I agree with Dale. If you can go with a debt structure,
okay,
right? I think, and you have the personal capital to support the debt structure.
Yeah,
that's the best scenario to start out. Unfortunately, I don't think that's usually the case. Usually the case when someone's got a great idea, right? They've got a 9 to 5, they're working somewhere. They want to change the way their life works. And so they have this good idea and they want to step out. They don't have the cash reserves.
Correct.
And if you've got a new entity, you're likely not going to get the debt instrument you need to work with, right? Because you don't have any history.
Yep.
Right. The company doesn't have any history of books. It doesn't have. It may have a bank account for a few months if you set up an entity. So in that case, most people end up having to go for investors. And I think that's why you see more people in early stage companies are looking for investors.
Yeah.
That's just where it pushes them to based on what's available in the market.
Yeah.
What I would do though, real quickly, is that makes a lot of sense. People going to investors initially. Now, this is what I call the power of joint venture partnerships.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have the credit profile or the experience that the bank can say yes, and I'm talking about lines of credit.
Of course. Yeah.
Which is fine. I would bring in a joint venture partner with you.
Yep.
You guys negotiate equity there and say, hey, I have the experience, I have everything I need here, but hey, I don't have the credit profile yet.
Yep.
Hey, you come on alongside with me.
Yeah.
We share the same vision. Then go get that capital.
Yeah.
That's how I would do it.
Yeah, it allows, and I'm pro joint venture at any point because it allows people with divergent skills or divergent resources to come together and make something positive. I'm definitely pro that. So here's a question I ask all people on the Academy.
All right.
If you were to look back at yourself 20 years ago, what would you tell 20 years ago Liddell? What would you tell 20 years ago Grant?
I would say be patient.
Man, that's tough.
Patience is a virtue, and don't forsake the process.
Okay.
A lot of times as entrepreneurs, and I was guilty of it, you want to get to the bag as fast as possible, that you'll take some shortcuts sometimes. The shortcuts cost you more money.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of wise counsel come in and tell you, don't go here, don't go here, don't go here. But also don't be afraid to be a pioneer.
Yeah.
So, because for me in real estate, I was so far ahead of what was going on because I could see things coming. And that's a skill.
Yeah.
That I was normally doing something for the first time in the industry, in my local marketplace. To where I would get talked bad about, but then they would use all my contracts.
Of course.
That's fine. It is what it is. That's the best form of flattery for me. So I would just say, hey, man, learn how to be patient and be okay with hearing the word no. Okay. Because no is the next step to that yes.
No, I like that. All right, Grant, what would you say?
Buy Amazon stock. That's what I'm saying, right?
Fractional cost. Go ahead and get you some fractionals. Yeah,
No, younger self is there's no such thing as failing.
True.
Is only learning.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of entrepreneurs, just to get beat up, there's a lot of failures before you hit the big one usually.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
yeah, look at all the failures as only learning.
But Amazon stock first. If 20 years ago,
20 years ago,
man, we'd be millionaires.
Oh, about
rolling in the dough. Yeah.
Man. Okay. And then the last thing that I've got. So there's going to be someone who is younger that's an entrepreneur watching this. Yeah. I pose this question all the time, and they've saved $10,000. They're ready to do something. They're liquid. They have no other responsibility for this $10,000 but to launch. We don't know what it is. What would you recommend to someone for that $10,000 liquid?
Invest in yourself.
Okay.
I would read every book that I can on what you have a desire in. I would say spend that time razor sharpening your vision.
Okay.
Because of the fact that you can never go bad when you bet on yourself. You never can. So many people, entrepreneurs, want to get to the bag as fast as possible. And again, the bag is important.
It is.
But if you lack the wisdom when you get the bag, that success is going to crush you.
Yeah.
It's going to destroy you. And so I would just say, man, invest in yourself. I would go to almost every conference that I could. I would listen to every podcast that I could, like this type of podcast here, and really get under somebody. And I would say also, whatever you want to go into, learn how you can serve someone that's already excelling in the industry. Yeah. Say, man, how can I serve you for free? Not for no money.
Yeah.
For free, and you'll see how many doors just open up for you wide open.
Man, that's some good advice. Grant, what would you say?
Yeah, get you a good mentor.
Yeah.
You got to find people that have been there, done that, and they can show you the landmines so you don't have to step on them.
Yeah.
I had that when I was in my early 20s, and a big part of the reason we're here today is because of that gentleman. And ironically enough, he's from Houston.
Nice. See, so Houston is better than Dallas, then, right? I mean, that's it. Are we going to end it with that? Houston is better than Dallas. Come on.
It's not good to lie.
But yeah, man, find a mentor, man. Because the mentors, they just help. They can open doors for you. They can give intros to you. They can coach you.
They can.
They can. They're just going to they're going to help you sidestep landmines. They're going to keep you from getting hurt from people that try to take advantage of you.
Exactly.
Money. I mean, just don't underestimate experience.
Yeah.
Someone else.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Nah, this has been great. I really appreciate it. Please give your social media handles, where people can find you, maybe an email if someone wants to get in contact with you, because I know the response for this will be great. So please share if you
My first and last name, guys, on all platforms, Liddell Bugs. Very easy to find me. My last name is unique, so it's Bugs with two G's. But Liddell Bugs on all platforms. And if you DM me on Instagram or Facebook, that is me responding, not a bot.
Okay.
Great. Yeah. So you can find me Grant Majors. My last name's Magers. Different spelling. And just go to www.americanrounds.com. Go to americanrounds.com. You can reach out to us there. Everything comes to me. It'll always get forwarded to me if you're looking for us.
Perfect. In American Rounds, all the contact information will be in this show. Yeah. So you'll see at the bottom on the show notes as well. So this has been the Horsemen Academy for March. LP, I'm out.